will suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah is inside of the conscientious. So I move with it.
Now, if I understand the question, have I been harassed?
Yes.
Because of my book? No, I haven't. What has happened is I've been ignored. So I say, yes, I've been harassed in that way. See, the white supremacists are very shrewd. When they believe that, and this is just my belief, when they believe you're right on point and that they're allowing you to be on point, the first thing they do is not pay attention to you. And that's anybody, not just me. They pay attention to who's listening and seeing if anybody is listening and acting on what you're saying. And if they check that out and see that nobody is acting on it, because nobody really understands what you're doing or not interested in what you're doing or what you're saying and not acting on what is being said, that's the main thing. They look for the action. They don't care about the theories. You can talk about, you can have all the theories you want to. You can stand and make speeches all day. I mean, every day. You know, they don't care. What they do is, what's going to be the result? So far, they have looked at the results of my work, and they say, nobody's paying any attention to him. So we won't mention him, and the other people are not mentioning what he's doing or his book, which is what it is. It's not about him. It's what he wrote. Nobody's acting on it. So what? In other words, it's just like any criminal enterprise. If nobody's chasing us, if people are talking about we are doing stuff we shouldn't be doing, but nobody's doing anything about it, nobody's, they have analyzed it, and, and they talk about it. They say we're running this criminal operation, whatnot, called white supremacy, but it's not taking any effect. Our slaves still go about doing what they always do, just get up in the morning and try to entertain each other. That's mostly what black people do, entertain each other and whatnot. So everything is, business as usual. We're right on course. We don't worry about nobody like Neely Fuller or nobody else. Doesn't make any difference who it is. Luther King and whatnot, I mean, he got to be a problem, all right? So when like in any criminal operation, see, when something gets to be a problem, maybe we have to whack somebody. Maybe we have to take care of somebody. We have to put a hit on somebody. And we'll put a hit on, and we got different ways of putting hits on people. I mean, we just let Marcus Garvey just, go back to Jamaica and die quietly after he started his steamship line. He thought he was on a roll. He had people marching in the streets and whatnot back in the old days and all like that, talking about Negro improvement, whatnot. But he died a broken person, and we saw to that. And, okay, you got another one coming up? Okay, Malcolm X or whomever, we'll be ready for him too. I mean, we know when to knock them down, okay? We don't like to put hits on it, like Solazzo said in the movie The Godfather, I don't like blood, Tom. Blood is a big expense, all right? In other words, it attracts too much attention and whatnot. So we don't want to beat up black people in the street, not in the refinement stage. A lot of us do, but some of us that get out of line, even the white supremacists put them in their place. So you're bad for business.
Yes.
You're around here, yelling the N-word all up and down the street. You don't want to do that. We're trying to be refined. We got a smooth operation here. We got these black people eating out of our hands. We got them doing all kinds of stupid stuff. That's what we want them to do. Be devoted to stupidity 24/7. And we got generations of them now, a couple of generations, maybe 3 or 4, just devoted to wholesale stupidity. Just walking around doing stupid stuff all day long, worshiping stupidity. That's the way we want them. And you around here calling them the N-word, you're going to make them get smart. We don't want no smart black people nowhere on this planet. So even though you're white, we're going to put a hit on you. if you keep doing it. And they do that. They kill each other. They think nothing of it if you're bad for business.
Alrighty.
And you're white.
Okay.
I mean, you know, hey, don't run around here calling these people the N-word when I got them working for me for nothing. Okay. And then you're going to stir them up. If they notice that I'm using that kind of language about them, they might start noticing other things I'm doing to them.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Welcome to Sincere Love the Godcast, and this is another episode of the Black Business Showcase. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us tonight. I am the God, Sincere Love, here with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl in the building.
Hey.
What is going on with you?
What's up, everybody? Peace, reparations, and Black Power.
All right. You good to go over there?
I'm good to go. Not on my normal setup, but we're going to do this.
No doubt. Still looking good. Still sounding good. So we straight. We super straight. Actually, that picture look even clearer. Like, look at you compared to me right now.
Right.
It's crazy. That's that iPhone 39. Hey. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Viewer one, Ricardo. Appreciate y'all.
I can't see the chat.
So as y'all know, like always, we got another great episode coming up for y'all, like we always do at this time. Let me see. Yeah, I got that joint pulled up right here. All right, cool. So let me let y'all know who we got on the set tonight. Y'all ready to get this thing started?
Let's get this party started.
All right, let's do it. So tonight we got the founder of Brave Soap. Brave Soap. Y'all see the @ on the bottom of the screen. Make sure that y'all following @ Brave Soap on Instagram. We'll talk a little bit more about that and the website later on in the show. But the founder is Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown grew up on the south side of Chicago. He is the second of 6 boys. He attended high school at Hearst Metro High School. He attended Texas College, a HBCU in Tyler, Texas, where he obtained a degree in political science. Jerry has also obtained his MBA and is wrapping up his PhD. Jerry is a devoted husband and a father of 3 children, aged 13, 8, and 3. He enjoys sports and music and currently resides in Seattle, Washington. Jerry created Brave Soap in 2020 at the start of the pandemic. His vision is to create a product different from other products being sold and one that focuses on Black culture. Jerry is committed to uplifting the Black community and culture and wants to be an inspiration to the world. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our guest for this evening, Mr. Jerry Brown. Welcome to Sincere Love the Godcast. How you doing tonight, brother?
Yo. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Man, I think what you all are doing is fantastic, man. It's phenomenal. So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Absolutely. We know you tapped in with the B1 family and all that. And you got a dope product and, you know, just your whole overall presentation from everything I've seen with your website and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I think you definitely onto something, carving out a unique lane for yourself. And so we just want to do what we can to help elevate that situation so people could know how they can support you and know that that option is out there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, blessings, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, just wanted to do something a little different than what's out there. And I definitely want to do something that, you know, was impactful and empowering to the culture, to our people. So, you know, I'm super thankful for the support from you all. So, man, this means a lot.
Thank
you.
Indeed. Initially, I thought it was only for men, and then when I went on the site, I was like, "Hey, he included us ladies. There's something there for us too."
Yeah, we just dropped that beginning of this month, Black History. We were like, you know, there were a lot of ladies asking for it, and we were like, you know what, it's time. So we got that out there for men and women now. So No excuse now.
No
No
excuse,
doubt.
we included.
Go out there and grab that.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I thought we was going to touch on that a little bit later, but you know what I'm saying. I like this. I like to start off by getting into the history a little bit. You know what I'm saying. I want to go back to the origin, your creation story, and not just about how you ended up launching your company, but we want to get to know you a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your background and lead us up into what made you take this leap.
Cool. So, as you mentioned in the bio, man, I'm a Chicago native, born and raised from the Chi. Grew up on the South Side. Anyone who has been to the South Side of Chicago know it's not the easiest place to grow up, and so you have to remain focused. You have to remain committed. There's a lot of distractions out there that get you off, what get you off your goals. Man, I had
wait a minute though. Wait a minute. Let me stop you real quick though, because you're from the South Side of Chicago.
South Side of Chicago.
Right? You got the locks, but I don't see you don't got no tattoos on your face.
Nope. None of that.
I think I seen that you got your MBA or something like that.
Yeah,
and working on your masters or something like. You from the South Side of Chicago?
South Side of Chicago. Yeah. So I'm the man. When you think about when you think about it, you don't really. You know what I'm saying? You don't really put those together, but yeah. So let me start by saying I was blessed to, be brought up by two loving parents. I had both my parents in the household, which was a rarity for me. And my friends, that wasn't the case. I grew up in the church, so I had that strong, background from relatives that kept me kind of focused, kept me grounded. And so I knew early on that I wanted to be different than the stereotypical person from Chicago. Like I wanted to do something different. And so, I stayed focused, stayed grounded, tried to, stay away from all the distractions, stay committed to what I wanted to do. And it worked out for me, man. I was blessed in that regard.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that, just to clear that up because how other people think. I know better.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a bad rap.
I know better, but for the people that like to use Chicago as the proxy for all black people, and just try to hold that up as well. What about black on black crime in Chicago? You know what I'm saying? Here we have a shining example coming out of that, a rose out of that concrete. So y'all could kill that noise, but. Man, continue, man. I ain't want to cut you off, man. Continue.
No. I think that's a valid point, man. That you hear a lot about Chirac, and I'm not gonna say that it's out there. It's not an easy place. Like there's a lot of gang violence. There's a lot of drugs. There's it's a tough place, man. So if you but it's possible. It's possible. So you don't have to. Just because I'm from the Chi, I gotta be. I got to fall into this and do what everybody else is doing. So I wanted to early on do something a little different. Like I knew that wasn't my lane. Like I didn't want to, be one of those cats. So I wanted to do something a little different. So, stay focused. I left Chicago. I went to college in Tyler, Texas, man, East Texas. So talk about a culture shock. Leaving Chicago, I go to this rural town in East Texas, but I will say that probably was the best experience I had because I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about survival. It was just me. I didn't know a soul in the state of Texas. I didn't know anyone when I got here, or when I got there, I should say. And, but I knew how to survive. So that was one thing that Chicago taught me. Like, if it ain't, you're going to figure it out. Like you gotta figure it out. So going to an HBCU was life changing. I learned a lot about the culture, a lot about myself. I met some amazing people, man. I joined my frat, Phi Beta Sigma. Shout out to the bros. And so man, that was life changing. I moved to Houston after that. And I was doing my thing, working 9 to 5, different jobs. And I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like I always wanted to own my own thing. But life was happening. So I couldn't just like drop everything and be like, okay, I'm gonna dive into this full time. It wasn't until, fast forward, pandemic hit,
Wow.
and I'm at home now. I was working from home, and I was like, if not now, then when? Like, this is the perfect opportunity. You got some extra time. Why not follow that dream you had all along to do something different? So it started off, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I went to the grocery store one day, and I was with my wife, and we were in the soap aisle, and this, middle of the pandemic, stores scarce. There's like hardly nothing. I looked down the aisle, and I was like, you know what? My skin is sensitive. I can't use a lot of the stuff with perfumes and dyes and all that stuff. I said, but man, there is nothing that I see. And I see all the big brands and all the names, but I didn't see anything that was for me, that spoke to me as a black man. And I said, and I was joking at the time. I told my wife, I said, what if I created some, for black people? And we just kind of laughed it off at the moment, like, whatever. But I was, then the more we walked around the store, I was thinking like, what if I did do that? That'd be super dope. Like, to have something where black people could be proud of, and because every marketing book you read would tell you that marketing to a specific demographic, it's not the best thing for business, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be all reaching, so you want to be, but
Really?
like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to be, I don't want to make it. That's why you don't see, ads or things that just say for black people, because people feel like, well, you're just pigeonholing yourself. You're just putting yourself in a box, and you just, depending on black people to buy your product if you do that. I was like, well, so what?
Right.
Why not?
Right.
There's a lot of black people in the world that could benefit from this product. So I was like, what, we're gonna do something a little different. Like, that's not to say nobody else can use it, but I wanna tailor it towards us.
Right.
Yeah. And so, even at that time, it was still just like a wishful thing. Like, yeah, that just seems crazy. So I started doing some research. I'm not a chemist. I'm not, I don't have a science degree, so I didn't know anything about what it took to make soap, or what needs to go in it, or what's good for the skin. So I had to research all of that stuff from ground up. I did a lot of work.
Wow,
it was just through trial and error, pitching it to different people. Like, I use my friends a lot as, guinea pigs and test subjects. Like, hey, try this out. And they're like, nah, man, this ain't it. This don't smell good. Until we finally got it right. And then they were like, okay, you on to something now. And then that's when I knew, and it kind of took off from there.
That's awesome.
So what did you study when you was in school in Texas?
So when I was in undergrad, I studied political science. I wanted to be an attorney. I wanted to be a lawyer. And so, I studied that. And then through working, I went back and got my master's degree in business, because I knew, again, that entrepreneurial thing just started kicking in. I was like, I want to own my own thing, so I need to know some about business. And then, I'm finishing up my PhD in business administration. So, a lot of work.
Okay. Something that you said about the marketing though, because, I've been taking these little business courses online and stuff for the last couple of years. And granted, these are being taught by Black folks. You know what I'm saying? These are courses that have been designed by not just even Black folks, but like on code Black folks. You know what I'm saying? But from what I've gathered and came to understand is that it is a smart thing to understand exactly who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to marketing and advertising. Because they say, like, if you market into everybody, you market into nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of create like an avatar of who your ideal customer is. And so that you get an understanding of that customer base, so that you know exactly how to speak to them and how to, convert them into buying customers. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. But the only thing is that, I haven't seen it done by, race. Like, I haven't seen, I see, marketing to your niche people. I agree with that 100%.
Right.
I just didn't see it being done for people saying, okay, this is for black people. You know,
at least not blatantly. I
exactly.
think the bigger companies, they market to us, but they don't just say black. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They'll put black people in the commercials. It'll be a black person driving a Cadillac or something. They'll be playing Mary J. Blige in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because
what,
I think they're
Bath
go
and
ahead.
Body Works just did.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
They use
Kente cloth.
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing where these big companies, they're trying to figure out, you know, how do I get to the black consumer?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the $1 million question for a lot of those companies. And so, like you said, yeah, they put black people in the commercials or put them on the ads or whatever, the billboards, but you won't hear them say, you know, for black people. Like they won't be that clear and blatant about it. So I think that's something that's missing. Like I'm not afraid to say, look, this for us. You know,
that's in your slogan. What's your slogan?
Yeah, fit for a king. So brave, fit for a king, and then we got the brave for her, fit for a queen. So, you know, fit for royalty.
And why the name Brave?
So yeah, that's a great question. Great question. So when we were thinking about names, you know, I said, look, I want some to kind of signify what I'm doing here. Like, I'm gonna take this courageous step away from, you know, stepping out on my own, something that at that time I didn't know a whole lot about. Like, it's gonna take some bravery. It's gonna take being able to, you know, deal with scraping my knees up if I fall down a little bit. And so I was like, you know what, it's gonna be brave. It's gonna be brave for me to do this. It's gonna be brave for people to believe in what I'm saying. It's gonna be brave for anyone who buys it to believe that, you know, we can do this for us. It's gonna take bravery all the way around. So, you know, that's why we went with brave.
And so when you started to really take it serious, what was the reaction from your wife?
So she was supportive, man. My wife she's you know, when I'm locked into something, she knows. And so as soon as I started like researching it, and she saw that I was spending a lot of time, you know, away from the normal things I would normally do. Normally I watch ESPN or something like that. But she saw that I was on the computer and I was doing a lot of work. She's like, man, whatever I can do to help. And she's been super supportive. Like, you know, she's been rocking with me since day one. She's like, whatever you need me to do, let me know. And so she's been right there with me.
Shout out to wifey.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you talked about, you know, not being a chemist, not really knowing anything about, you know, just being like a fish out of water, but just understanding that there was a need for something and wanting to fulfill that need. What was the research process like, you know, getting to understand what the harmful products were and, you know, what they could be replaced with in order to, you know, make a soap that would be good for your skin and for others that you knew had the same issues?
Yeah. So I started with, my process was just kind of starting with the problem, like understanding the problems. Like, I started for me, you know. Now this may not have been the situation for a lot of people, but I knew for me, my skin extremely dry, that I can't use a lot of perfumes. I can't use a lot of dyes. It would just break me out. So I started there, like, what causes that, and how do you what's good for dry skin, you know. So I noticed that, you know, there need to be certain ingredients that I put in there that would address that issue for me. Like, so you know, and I wanted to be natural as possible. Mm-hmm. So we started with, you know, natural ingredients, started with the shea butters and cocoa butters and things like that I knew was good moisturizing agents. So I was like, okay, if I start with that base, I can build from there. Okay. And so, you know, then I started figuring out, you know, what made a good lather, you know. Mm-hmm. So I got moisturizer, I got lather, I needed smell. So I started putting pieces bit by bit, and then, you know, through trial and error, I figured out, this scent with this, with shea butter that didn't work. The smell didn't, so I had to try some different things, and that's when I, once I finally got it, and man, it was like striking gold because I used it because I always test everything on myself first, and so I used it, and I was like, man, this is it. And then I'll tell my family and friends, like, hey, y'all try this for a week and let me know. And so they came back and was like, man, you've hit it. Like you found it. Like I want this. So they're like, but to be honest, let me back up. My goal was not to really sell it at first. Like, I wanted to make it. I was going to share it with some people because the goal was not to blow up, be rich and all that. It was like, man, I just want something I can use because the stuff that I've been using ain't working. And it wasn't until my family and friends came back and was like, man, you need to do something with this. Like, you need to make this a business. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay. And I was like, they were like, man, look, create a website to start selling it locally and see what you could do. And then it kind of took off from there. But then, I wanted to have a component. So another part of Brave is that, we donate a bar. So for every bar we sell, we donate a bar. Because, we didn't want, again, I didn't want it wasn't, the intent was not to, make money, a bunch of money off this and be famous or whatever. It was really to fill a need that I felt was missing. So I was like, you know what, there's people that may not be able to afford this. So anytime we sell a bar, let's go find someone who may be less fortunate and we donate a bar. So that's what we do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you go to like what type of places do you go to find people to give it away for? Like
all types of places. Yep. We do homeless. We did a lot of working. It was people that were working that just was down on hard times. So, not everyone, especially during the pandemic. Yep. We got a lot of requests saying, hey, look, man, we've been hit hard by the pandemic. Can you help us out? And we'll send bars of soap to people that reach out to us.
So, outside of soap, right? Since you figured that out for us, the fragrances for us, we love our cocoa butter and our shea butters.
Man, we love that.
I know for me, if I do not keep this scalp moisturized, right, and there's a lot of shampoos that are very dry, and so what I do, I use what they call co-wash. So I wash my hair with conditioner because it keeps it hydrated. So have you thought about maybe adding shampoos and conditioners?
Man, so what's funny is that when we dropped the Brave for Her, we had a lot of people come back to us and say, what's next? Give us some more. So right now, on the men's side, we have soaps, lotions, and shower gels. And on the ladies' side, we have soaps and shower gels. And there's been requests for us to do shampoos. There's been requests for us to do deodorants, body sprays. I had someone reach out to me recently and ask us to do a candle. So the sky's the limit. We're certainly looking at expanding our product line. We just gotta, certainly want to be smart about it. But so all of that stuff is coming.
I think deodorant is a big one.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of us people don't even realize a lot of the deodorants that we use are actually very harmful to our system. And your underarms is like a real sensitive place to take in a lot of harsh chemicals and stuff. So that's a big one.
Yep. So that's probably gonna be the next thing we focus on. We've already started doing some work on that for deodorants, coming up with an all natural deodorant. So, Yep.
Yes, indeed. So from idea to concept, to research, and experimenting to bringing it to market.
Yep.
The pandemic was only, 2 years ago.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And so you did, in a 2 years time, you went through all of those periods, and now it seems like you have a full line. Like, did you just start off with 1 scent when you first came out, or did you have
Yeah.
a few different scents initially?
Nope. We started out with 2 scents, man. We started out with our Intrepid and our Galleon scent, and that was just we did that to sort of do a bit of a proof of concept, just to get it out, see if people, if it was just me or my family was just gassing me up, if people really liked it. So we did that. We launched at that time. We were living in Houston, so we launched it in Houston.
You get around.
We had a great, just a great feedback, great following, and then it started spreading. And then we got an order from someone in like Louisiana. We were like, how the heck did they find out about us in Louisiana? And then someone else in like Arkansas. And before you knew it, in a year, we shipped to like 38 states.
Wow.
And so it took off through the power of social media and word of mouth. It just took off. And so right now, I think we've shipped to all 50 states. And we have a great following on social media. And we try to keep in contact with our customer base as much as possible and it's growing by the day, so we're appreciative of that for sure.
That's beautiful. I love that.
So you collecting that data and creating like email lists and all that, so you could.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a email list, we got a text list. So anytime we drop new product or any new updates, we our loyal customers get it first. What we often do is we even give, our customers a discount before it hits the market, the mainstream market. It's a way of us saying thank you to, everyone for being supportive and rocking with us. And, so we continue to do that and put them first. So
do you got a phone number that people could text to get on the list?
I do. Or I'll tell you what's probably even better. It's probably through the website. On the contact us on the website. The website that's down, that's scrolling. Just hit us there and leave their contact info to get on our list, on our mailing list and our text list, and we'll send them updates when new stuff drops.
Okay, here we go right here. So that's bravesoap.1. Not .com, family. Brave Soap.
No, .1. Yep, .1. And yeah, that's the website. So that's where you can see both product lines, Brave and Brave for Her. There's some promotional things on there. We're offering like free shipping for items for orders over $50, but that's where all of it is. So if anyone interested in learning more about it, and this is the best source of information right there.
Yes, indeed. And the website is looking fly. You know what I'm saying? Did you do this yourself too?
Appreciate that, man. Actually, it was done by a good friend of mine who's I'm gonna get the school wrong. I think it's Hampton University, HBCU. She is shout out to Brianna Charles. She created this. We collaborated on the color scheme. We wanted to use black and gold as the primary colors, but she just ran with the vision. And she's awesome. So anyone that's looking for website design, Brianna Charles. I think it's BC Designs. I think it's her website, bcdesigns.com. Yeah, she's awesome. She's amazing.
Shout out to Brianna. Brianna, get with us. Get with us. We haven't had a web developer on the show yet, so
man, I'll certainly connect you all and share her contact info if you want to reach her out.
So, being that you recently because this is still a baby,
Yeah,
business,
very much so.
Still a baby.
Yep.
She's not a toddler yet, so she's still growing. What advice would you give Black entrepreneurs that are thinking about starting a business, not necessarily this type of business, but any business?
Yeah. I think the time is right to go for it. Like, you know, I talk to a lot of people and they just find so many reasons not to do it. Like, oh, I'm gonna wait until, I'm gonna wait until after I finish school. I'm gonna wait until, I get my money to this point. Or I'm gonna wait till the kids get, whatever it is. And I understand that, but I say, look, if not now, then when? Like, go for it. Um, and just be fearless. I heard someone have a saying that all great things are on the other side of fear. Um, so don't let fear be the reason for not doing it.
Right.
So go for it, be committed, stay diligent. You know, if you're religious, pray about it, and go for it.
Like Nike, just do it.
Just do it. Just do
Good
it. Just
game
jump
right
out.
there.
Just jump out there. You may have some bumps and bruises, but they're all either blessings or lessons. That's what I
Right.
learned. So just keep going. Don't stop.
That's good game right there, man. It sounds cliche, but the man is speaking from experience. Like she said, this company is still in the infant stages. And so, he's doing it and reflecting on it in real time. So, for anybody out there that's thinking about, they got an idea, whether it's a product or a service, and that's you.
Yep.
That's you. Making all these excuses about why you can't do it and it ain't the right time and all of that. Take that game, man. Take that cliche and run with it, man, because it's real.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I would like to know where your pride in your people and your love for your people comes from. You know what I'm saying? Because it could go either way. You know what I'm saying? When you come up in an environment like where you come from, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you look around and you see the destitute, you see the violence and all of that, and it could lead to a lack of love for your people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could end up, especially when you choose a different route for yourself and you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You avoid the traps and you figure it out for yourself. A lot of times you'll hear people saying, well, if I could do it, what's wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? And they don't empathize with the rest of their people who wasn't able to figure it out, who didn't have the two parents at home, who didn't have, the church environment that you talked about and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, what say you to that?
Yeah, man. I completely agree. I think, for me, it was seeing it up close and personal growing up. I'm like, man, there gotta be a better way. Like that, like this can't be it for us. We lived in some rough neighborhoods and where, there was homeless people, there was, drug addicts, there were gang bangers, prostitutes. Like I saw that like on a daily basis. I was like, man, this can't be life. Like this can't be us. And so, I was like, there gotta be more. And it wasn't until I went to that HBCU and was surrounded with, by people and professors, and I started learning more about, our history and our people. And I'm like, man, look, we can do this. And then, in rural Texas, I think that's where it really hit home because I seen how Black people were treated in certain situations living there. And I'm like, as a people, we can do better. We got to do better. And so, but like you say, I didn't take the approach to like, everybody should know this. Like, how come everybody don't? I was like, well, if I could be a blessing, like if I can get to a point where I can help someone else, then let me start there. Like, let me start by getting myself to a place because I can't help you if I'm one of you. So let me raise myself to a place where I can come back and lend a hand to pick somebody else up. And so that's where
I
it
love
came from.
that.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I don't want y'all to think I'm laughing because he's saying some real shit, but I don't know if he was quoting Jay-Z or not, but I was
Yeah, that's one of that's it. No, that's Jay's one of my favorite artists, man. But but that's what it hit home for me, man.
No doubt, man.
So
Yeah.
during this journey, what would you say? What was your biggest failure? I don't really like to say failure, lesson.
Right.
And what did you learn from that lesson?
Yeah, man. Lots of lessons. Obviously, stay humble, stay grounded. There is a lot, Brave. It took off pretty quickly, but by no means are we at a point where I feel we've made it. Like we've reached the mountaintop, and so staying humble, staying hungry, wanting to continue to get better, continue to improve, not lose sight of what the goals are. And the goal isn't to, be rich. Like that's not the goal. Like, the goal is to do something bigger than myself, like bigger than, me, and then also make sure that this is a generational thing, something that I can pass off to my children and keep the legacy going. So that was the biggest lesson for me.
And I just want to say this because I do understand the point that you're making when you say that, but I kind of want you to stop saying that the goal is to not be rich, because I understand why you're saying it. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your goal or your purpose is to impact your people in a real way. You know what I'm saying? To supply a need, you know what I'm saying? And to showcase that excellence, you know what I'm saying? That we know we could be. And like you said, produce something that is generational, you know what I'm saying, for your children. But it's nothing wrong with having abundance and overflow and wealth. Like I don't want you to scare the money away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just watch the wordings when you're making that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with money. We're not going to talk bad about the money.
Can't
you know what I'm saying? Bring the money in. We need that money. We need that generational wealth monetarily, as well as, spiritually and psychologically and all of that other fly shit. Stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. Yeah. Appreciate that.
No doubt. I forgot what the
don't blow the money away.
No. Yeah, no. I feel you on that.
Because you got a dope product, man. Like the presentation of it, I haven't used it yet to try it for myself, but just the way that the presentation, the packaging, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, your website, your Instagram and all of that, it's fly. You know what I'm saying? It's fly. I can see it on the shelves all over country and major department stores and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be there. It needs to be on that level. And with all of that comes money. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna scare the money away. And so this is what I want to ask you, or just get your thoughts on, I should say, because a lot of Black-owned beauty and body products, they'll start off Black-owned and then they'll get to a certain level and get bought out by like Procter and Gamble or you know what I'm saying, Clorox or somebody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these companies, they'll keep the name, they'll keep the branding, the design and all that, so it still looks Black, but it's no longer owned by Black people. Now, just feeling your spirit and your vibe, I know that that's not your goal. You know what I'm saying? But however, if Procter and Gamble come with the bag.
Yeah, let's be real. Let's just keep it buck. That's a real thing. Like, I had a conversation with my wife about that. Like, that very thing. You certainly want to stay true to the brand, stay true to yourself. I feel like, just being honest, I mean, that's a tough pace to be in. Like, they flashing a lot of zeros in front of you. They telling you, we'll keep it. We're not gonna change anything. We'll keep it, whatever. But in your heart of hearts that, if you're not involved in it, it won't be the same. I hope that, if that ever comes, that I can at least stay involved to the point where it remains brave. It
Grassroots.
remains, we're still donating bars. We're still helping our community. Even though someone else's name may be, it may be bought out, but I hope to still be like, part of the company. That'll be, part of the deal I work out with them. Like, I have to stay on in some capacity to make sure we stay true to what I didn't, we wouldn't just build it up just to sell it off and have it become, something else. So
I was gonna say that's where negotiations come
that's where
in.
you have to, yeah. Like if you want it bad enough, we're gonna have to work them out.
Right.
So
Is that my mic viewer one? Are you getting on me? I don't know. I don't hear it, but that might be me. I don't know.
She is so funny.
Talk about you had to change your smoke detector battery. Leave me the hell alone.
So outside of your wife and family, trying your products and stuff and making sure it smells good and lathering right, what are some other resources that have helped you along the way?
In addition to family, actually now I have some people that are actually scientists, like some dermatologists, people that I can talk to, some close family friends. I didn't have that when I first started out, but over time, people have gotten more involved with wanting to help. They're like, okay, I see you're doing this. How can I help you expand this? So, now people are like, okay, we'll test it out, and I'll tell you if you need to add more of this ingredient to make it do whatever. So I think just getting it out has helped us out a lot. So more people have come to want to be a part of the movement.
That goes back to why it's important to just get started.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That goes back to that, because you might be sitting around waiting for a dermatologist or a scientist. Well, I can't get started till I got that, but that came after you got started. You know what I mean? Yep. So the whole point is to just get started.
Yep, you got to start somewhere.
And I also wanted to double back a little bit with the previous question about the possibility of eventually selling the company or whatever. I always wonder, like, is there a possibility of some way, partnering up, maintaining a level of ownership, what I'm saying, rather than just, because some people build companies to sell it, what I'm saying, that is the goal, they want to get to a certain point where they can sell it and do something else. Now, if you have something else in mind that you want to do, you know what I'm saying, and you kind of exhausted, all that you had to give, with this first project, and you bring it to that level and another company wants to buy it and you sell it out and move on to the next thing, I think that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it should be publicized. If it's a Black owned business and product, y'all should publicize that. Don't do it behind closed doors and make the customers think that they supporting a Black business when that ain't the case no more.
I agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. However, especially in a situation where it's, a company that's been focused on this demographic. Right. Now, if we didn't care, if it wasn't, focused on us, then it wouldn't be as much of a deal. But everything from day one has been focused on us, and then all of a sudden, you log in a Brave one day and you see some other people on there. You're like, what happened there? What happened there? So, I think there should at least be a sense of wanting to maintain the origin and the history of that. At least it doesn't have to be the exact same way, but you can't go so far away from the history that it turns into something completely different.
Yeah, a lot of us spend our money just because it's Black owned. I know I do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to know where my money is going because I'm consciously trying
Right.
to support Black businesses. The reason why we do this show is because a lot of people want to support more and don't know where these people are, right? And so we're consciously trying to support Black businesses. So if it's something that's sold, to Johnson and Johnson or something, like I need to know that because I'm consciously trying to spend my money with my people.
That's a great point. And one of the things, going back to your question about a lesson, when we first got on social media, we broadcasted as a Black-owned business, and even to this day, we get a lot of feedback on, well, why do you have to say it's Black-owned? Why just can't say it's a business? Why you have to make that? I mean, we get that almost daily. We get someone saying, well, I would have, even to the point where some people have even said, look, I would have bought it had you not said it was Black-owned. I was like, wow. I
Those weren't
mean,
Black people though.
no, of course not.
No.
I wouldn't be
But
surprised if it was some Negroes, but
but for me, it was eye opening to see, just that level of, hate. Honestly, that's what it is. Um, Against, I mean, I had to learn to. Certainly, you have thick skin. My wife was like, "Man, let me fire back." She was gonna go in.
That's me.
I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not where I want to put my energy. Um, Honestly, we've had a ton of brave supporters just come to our defense and was like, "Hey, look, you know, I'm glad to your point. I'm glad it's Black owned. I buy Black. I'm supporting this. I hope they, continue to do what they're doing." And so we don't even have to fight the battle.
Right.
And so,
right.
but I love promoting that it's Black owned for sure.
No, we need to do that because you have Black History Month, right?
Yep.
You have like these big companies now through a Kinsey print onto their products, to get Black dollars, but none of that money is going back into the community. That they're not doing what you're doing. I'll buy it, so you're giving it to someone else, and I'm sure all people, not just, Black homeless people or,
Yeah.
all groups, but I'm sure, our people are going to be taken
Yep.
care of.
Yep.
And that's important to me, when
Yeah.
supporting a Black business. And then also knowing that most of our businesses fail because of lack of support. We need that extra. We need more Black business showcases, from other podcasters so that you guys are being seen so that we can support more.
Yeah. That's why I love what you all are doing.
Thank
I
you.
think it's super dope, man. When you first hit me up about it, I was like, "Yep, I'm in." But I think there needs to be more of what you all are doing. There needs to be more, to your point, more podcasts. Just celebrating, highlighting,
Mm-hmm.
bringing awareness to Black businesses out here.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started off. We started off just saying, because we do a regular broadcast on Sundays where we just cover, current events and important topics that are happening in the community. And we just started off by saying, okay, at the end of every show, we're gonna pick out a Black
Shout out
business
a
to shout
business.
out.
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool. That's
And
cool.
then it turned into, well, let's see if we can get somebody to come on a Thursday or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the response from that was just so overwhelming. Now we here every Wednesday and Thursday, and we booked damn near till the summer.
Man,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. So yeah, please keep doing what you're doing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm sure for the people that are coming on the show, they it helps them so much just to know that they have that support from
From their people.
from their people. Yep, backing
Mhm.
them. Yep, I mean a lot.
You know what? They'll talk about black on black crime, but they don't talk about this.
Of course not.
The upliftment of our community, how we uplift each other, how we support each other. It's businesses, showing respect and love. This is the images that we need to see more of.
I agree.
And going back to what you were saying a little while ago about some pushback that you get for being unapologetically black, I see that a lot of times. Like I'll go online and I'll look up black-owned restaurants or black-owned business, whatever area I'm in. I might be in a new area I'm not familiar with, and I just go online and look up, what's a black-owned restaurant near me.
Yeah.
And when I'm reading inside of the reviews and stuff, I'll see that a lot too.
Mhm.
Oh, I was gonna go here to you. See, I said it was black-owned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it wasn't black-owned, then maybe I would. You just lost a customer and stupid shit like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that you gotta expect it.
Yeah, so but when I first started, I didn't know that. Like I thought everyone was, because we were getting such positive response. I was like, oh, everybody's gonna love this.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that there was gonna be people that just flat out, hated it or yeah, exactly. And so, I had when I first got that, like the first comment made me think like, oh man, I'm doing something wrong. I need to change this because people aren't gonna like it. And so I had I sat down, I thought about it. I was like, man, then you're becoming what you were trying to get away from create, when you start creating this. I was like, you know what? We're going to be unapologetic about it. This is what we is. If you rock with us, fine. If you don't, I understand. Keep it moving. But, at the end of the day, it's going to be more people that's supporting it than against it, in my opinion. So
exactly. And the thing is, we're consciously again searching for something black owned because we're consciously trying to support, because we understand without our support, especially, it's not going to survive.
Yeah.
So for someone to say, oh, I was going to, support until you said this, like, this is about my survival too.
Yeah.
This is about my people reaching me. Right. So I have to let my people know that I'm here.
Yeah.
And I also feel like I'm going to get a better service or a better quality product if I'm going to my people. I feel like black people care more about what they're doing. They're more passionate about what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Like I was saying earlier today, me and my guys at the shop was talking. We were talking about hypnotherapy. And I'm like, yo, I want to do that, but I don't trust nobody that ain't black to hypnotize me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be somebody black. If I go to a doctor, I feel more comfortable personally if it's a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Even though now my antennas might go up if I hear an accent, but that's another story. But you know what I'm saying? Somebody, doing something some type of medical procedure on me, I feel more comfortable with one of my own people. Same thing if I'm going to get some food, you know what I'm saying? I feel more comfortable knowing it's black people in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not just about support, you know what I'm saying? We got to understand our value and our worth, because we are the products, we are the service. You know what I'm saying? We are, we the shit. You know what I mean? And other people understand that, but they don't want us to realize it. Because somebody mentioned earlier, I think it was viewer one said, I wonder how many claim to be black owned, but really are not.
Right.
And I've seen that before where you got it'll be like some other person of color or whatever, some Arab or some other person of color, but they label their stuff as black owned when you look it up online. So you really got to dig and find out, all right, who is this owner? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially the hair care products. A lot of the hair care products that we see, the popular ones, Cantu, Shea Moisture, all of these, products are not. I think the one that has stood the test of time is, I think it's pronounced Mikkel, something like that. It's a hair black owned hair care product, and she hasn't sold. And she's like in Target, Walmart, all the Sally's and major beauty supply chains. She hasn't sold, right? And she's literally like one of the, I think the only one so far, like really that's in a major retailer that's really black owned. And the other ones I have been supporting for years and didn't know that they weren't really black owned.
Man.
How do you get your stuff to the major retailers?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways. Well, first you have to decide if that's the route you want to go as a business, because there's some pros and cons to doing that. You know, obviously the pro is for exposure. You want to, once you get into those big, Targets and WalMarts and all that, you get exposure. People are walking by those aisles, millions of people each year. So, but also that comes at a price because your profit margin are likely to shrink because they're going to put a demand of they're going to try to get that cost as low as possible. So do you want to you have to weigh it out, profit margin versus exposure, whatever. Right now, we hadn't even looked into going into a major box because we've had the opportunity to be successful being direct to consumer, like through our website,
Okay.
doing it there. I will say we are doing some trade shows at the end of the year. Oh no, actually in May we're going to be in Vegas.
Okay.
And
Like a
it's a
pop up.
major, I think it's called White Label Expo or something like that, but it's for companies like ours. There's a bunch of buyers that'll be there from these big box stores just to have some conversation about, if there's some interest in putting it in, some of the retail stores. But again, that's something that, depending on the conversations and negotiations, we have to figure out if that makes sense for us.
What about like
Um,
an Amazon? Like shit,
same thing with
Okay.
Amazon. Amazon is great. Everyone's, not everyone, but a lot of people shop at Amazon. Again, great opportunity for exposure, but there's a cost to doing that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you pay money to put your stuff on Amazon. So
Okay.
does the cost benefit weigh out? So that's some decisions we have to make, but um, I think that's something we're going to look at this year. Like, do we want to at least get it in one place other than just having it on our website, just to see what happens?
So how are you at this point handling manufacturing? Like, are you making every bar of soap and packaging it up yourself, or are you outsourcing that?
Right now we're doing it all ourselves. We're making it all, you know, but that's another thing you have to consider if going into one of those big box stores is that now you're looking at mass producing.
Right.
Where I'm making, maybe 100 bars a day or 200 bars a day, you're making, 20,000 bars a day,
Mm-hmm.
and there's costs. There's costs associated with that. So you have to weigh all those things out. Um, but we'll see. We'll see if that makes sense for us in a year.
And so even if at this juncture, it doesn't make sense to go with the big box stores. What about like local, like black owned beauty supplies, barber supplies, and
Yeah, yeah.
type of businesses where it makes sense. Even barbershops and salons, like holding you guys stuff.
That's
Like,
exactly That's exactly what I prefer. I prefer to do that before even stepping into the big arena. Um, some of the boutique shops, some of the barber shops, some of the small local businesses, black owned businesses, you know, where we
so we'll
can.
talk. We'll talk behind the scenes. 'Cause I'm a barber, so
Okay, okay.
we'll talk behind the scenes to see what we could work out.
Yeah, yeah. I got a couple barber friends who's put the product in their shops, and it's so when people getting the cut, they, man, what's that? It starts a conversation. So that's worked out pretty well. We've had quite a few barber shops and even some salons reached out to us, some boutique shops and things like that. So yeah, I want to do more of that stuff, and then hopefully we ramp up to the bigger places if that makes sense for us.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
Key does that from Honey Queen. A
Oh
lot
yeah.
of black-owned businesses sell out of
Restaurants
her
and stuff.
store. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh, sell out
that's
of
in
her
Lamont
store.
Park here in LA. That's a huge black enclave here, been around for years. I don't know if you've heard of Lamont Park here in Los Angeles, but that's where a lot of our black businesses are. That's where Nipsey Hussle, not too
Yeah.
far, was unfortunately taken away.
Yeah.
But it's we might have to introduce you to some people.
Man, I'm here for it. Let's do it. Let's
That's what
do
we
it.
got to do. That's exactly what we
Yeah.
got to do. We got to connect those dots,
Yeah.
make it make sense so
Yep.
that everybody could benefit and grow and scale what they got going on. So yeah, man, we gotta start hitting up some of these folks behind the scenes and connecting some of these dots, because again, we bringing people on from all different type of industries, and some of y'all coincide and go together.
Yep. And man, and I wish there was just more of that, because there's so much. When we start talking about black businesses, there's so much. I mean, we can create our own. Someone's talked about the Black Wall Street. Like, we can create our own ecosystem of black businesses where that circle of money stays within the black community, but a lot of that just takes resources and connection, and
Right.
I'm all for that.
We're gonna get back. We're gonna build it back. That's the goal.
Man, let's do it.
Yes, indeed. Is there anything about your company or about your journey that we haven't asked you that you would like to share? Give you a second to think about that. Meantime, family, make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share this out on your social media platforms. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel on YouTube. If you're watching us on one of the other platforms, please head on over to YouTube, type in Sincere Love to God, and hit that subscribe button. Click the notification bell so you could be reminded whenever we go live with new content. As you know, we are here every Wednesday and Thursday with the Black Business Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And on Sundays, we go live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time with our weekly Sincere Love to God cast, like we always do. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. And for those of y'all that just might be tuning in or watching this on the replay right now, we are chopping it up with Jerry Brown, who is the founder of Brave Soaps. So make sure you guys are following him at Brave Soap on Instagram. And yeah, so anything that we didn't think to ask you, brother?
Man, you've been pretty thorough. One thing I will again say, man, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate and I love what you all are doing with your platform. Just empowering and helping black entrepreneurs like myself. I think it's amazing, and so shout out, big ups to you all. If there's ever anything that we can do as a company to help support you, please don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, and shout out to you.
Thank you.
I just see so much possibility with your company.
Are you also like on Facebook, Twitter, or you solely on Instagram right now?
Yeah, so we're on Facebook. You can look us up on Facebook at Brave Soap. Check us out that way. Of course, we're on Instagram. We just got on TikTok at Brave Soap.
Okay.
So we're moving into some other platforms. We're gonna get on. We're gonna be able to hear on YouTube in a little bit, and then also Twitter. So you'll be able to find us.
Yeah, you gotta let us in behind the scenes, man. See what goes on, behind the scenes. Manufacturing and how everything is put together. People like to see that. People like to see the process.
For sure.
So that'd be dope. Now, what about the metaverse? Are you into blockchain technology at all? You think about some NFTs to go with the products or anything like that?
Man, I just heard about it like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, brand new.
So yeah, brand new to it. So I haven't done anything with it. I'm interested in learning more about it though. It seems like that's the newest wave of technology, and sounds like it's dope so far. So I want to learn more about it and possibly get into it if it makes sense
Right.
for us.
Right. I like to ask that because sometimes people don't even see how what they do, how their product or their service even fits into that world. But you know,
Yeah.
we talk with a few people that specialize in blockchain technology and all that on here as well. And you know, as we've learned, you know, any business can benefit from
Yep.
you know understanding how to leverage NFTs and all of that, and not just the metaverse, but just you know, in that whole space in general.
Yeah. Definitely interested in learning more about that for sure.
All right, cool, man. This was a great conversation.
It was.
We're gonna get ready to wrap it up, but before we let you go, we got to end this thing in Godcast fashion. So we got two more questions for you before you get on up out of here, man.
Cool.
All right, Mr. Jerry Brown. Okay, so what does freedom mean to you?
Oh man, it's a great question. Man. Freedom means being limitless, in my opinion. It means having no restrictions, no restraints, being able to do whatever it is you want to do when you want to do it without having to worry about the consequences or whatever. It's just being able to be um, you know being you.
Right,
Yep.
right. Great answer. And so this is the part where hold on a second. Let me see what's going on in here. Well, appreciate that, viewer. One, appreciate everybody in the chat as well. Appreciate y'all. Great energy tonight. This is the part, Mr. J Brown, where you get put on the Summer Jam screen, and now you got to spit 16 bars.
Man,
No, I'm just playing, man. But so you do got the microphone, though. You do got the microphone, and right now the entire Black community can hear what it is that you have to say. So, what parting words would you like to leave the people with tonight before we get out of here?
Yep. Just again, thank everyone who has been a part of, done anything associated with Brave. We appreciate you. We're just scratching the surface on all the possibility for where we can go with this. We certainly can't do it without your support. And if you get a chance, even if it's not to make a sale, hopefully you go buy some off the website. But just check us out. Like the page,
Share.
and share it. Yep, and stay tuned because I think you'd be pretty pleased with where we're going in the future with this.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Sharing is free 99, family.
Right.
Yep.
Sharing is free 99. But yeah, so that does it for today's episode of the Black Business Showcase. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all check us out once again tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Who we got tomorrow, Nicey girl?
We have Goat by James King tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Been looking forward to that one. I gotta get my flyer together.
Right.
So yeah, check us out tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel. We're gonna be chopping it up with that brother. It's a clothing designer, high-end clothing designer, I might add. So yeah, make sure y'all tune in to check that out. Make sure that you guys are following me. I'm at Sincere Love to God on all social media platforms. Make sure that you are following my co-host, the lovely Nicey Girl. I don't know what just happened to her, but she's at Nicey Girl with the number 1 on Instagram and without the number 1 on all other social media platforms. Let everybody know where they can find you at too, my brother, one more time.
Yep. Check me out. Brave Soap on Facebook, Brave Soaps with an S on Instagram.
I forgot to add the S. My bad.
No, it's all good. So yeah, follow us, check us out. send us a nice, and then you can always go to the website bravesoap.one, leave us a message there, and check out our products and updates we got.
Yes, indeed. And like I always tell y'all, family, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for Voices of the New Black Media. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us.
I want to first sign off by saying thank you, Jerry, for coming on to the Black Business Showcase tonight and letting us all in your Black business. We will be supporting. Our followers will be supporting. We want everybody to support. Again, sharing is free 99, y'all. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Same back time, same back channel. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious. So I move.